Greetings everyone, I'm Kevin and today I'm just going to go through some of the stats for January. January was a very good reading year and I will get to that later. I read 21 books in total and 6,556. I just realized that 6556, like the symmetry, that's kind of cool. I just realized that, sorry. So that's the full amount of pages I've read, and the average amount of pages is 312 pages, which I think is kind of fun because one of the books I read was only 23 pages. So you can do the math. The longest book I read in January is The Tiger's Daughter, and it's 526 pages long. That's the only book I read that was over 500 pages, which I think is... I'm surprised, honestly. Like, I managed to read a book over 500 pages. And it was the first book I read in January and in all of 2021. I think that's kind of... I started off with the longest book of the year so far. And the shortest book that I read, I talked about this a little bit earlier, at 23 pages is The Midsummer Night's Dream, so a play by William Shakespeare. I am aware of that on Goodreads it says a number closer to 100, but I'm going off of the actual copy that I have. And so in my complete works of William Shakespeare, this play was only 23 pages long. So that's why I'm going on 24 pages. And for every single book that I own, that I read this month, I check the book that I own and just how many pages of this do I have, did I read, and I write that in. And for the books that I didn't own, that I only listened to as audiobooks, I went from like the page on Goodreads, the page number on Goodreads. Then we move on to stars, and this is baffling, honestly. So I gave out 91 stars in total, which I think is extremely weird for me because the average amount of stars I gave a book is 4 stars. Like that is so weird. Like I rarely give out 4 or 5 stars unless I feel like the book really deserves it. And I only rated 2 books 3 stars, and there were no books I rated less than 3 stars. So that means 19 books that I read were 4 or 5 stars. I just think that's crazy. Like, really? Oh my god. That is just really weird to me, at least. So as I said, the lowest amount of stars that I gave a book was 3 stars, and I gave it to 2 books, which is 9.5% of the books. So that is less than 10% of the books I rated less than 4 stars. That's so weird. And the highest amount of stars, or the highest amount of books I rated 5 stars, were 9 books, which is 42.8%. That is almost half of the books I read. Like, that is almost 43%. 43% is almost 50%. So I almost rated like 9 books. I gave 5 stars to 9 books. And 9 books is so close to being the half of 21 books. So it's just like, what? Like, really? Seriously? This is how I start 2021? Like, this is gonna be a great year. If it keeps going like this, it's gonna be a great year, honestly. So my battery died. That's why it might have shifted a little bit, but we're back at it. So now I'm going to talk to you about the genres that I read, or more like the top 3 genres that I read. I have divided the books, the genres that I read, into 18 different categories or different genres. And some books fit into several genres, and so I have them in several genres. For example, The Henna Wars I have in contemporary, YA, and queer. So it fits all 3, so it is in all 3. The most common genre that I read is contemporary. 71% of the books I read are contemporary. That is 15 books. So 15 books, that's almost like all of them. So 71%, I'm not really that surprised, and you will understand why I'm not really surprised in a bit. So coming up at number 2, we have romance and YA, and you should be able to add that up now. Why I read more, like why the most amount of books I read were contemporaries, because a lot of romance novels that I read are contemporaries, and a lot of the YA novels that I read are contemporaries. So for both romance and YA, I read 9 books for each category, which is 42.8%, so almost 50%. Or more like closer to 40%. But anyways, 9 out of 21 books were romance and or YA. Coming up at number 3 is an extreme surprise to me, honestly, because it's queer. I only read 7 books this month that were queer, so 33%, like a third of the books that I read, literally a third of all the books that I read were queer. That surprises me because I consider myself a queer reader, if you will. So I only read 7 queer books, which, again, a big surprise to me, but here we are. Then we move on to formats. So I divide formats into 5 different categories. So audio and physical, audio and ebook, just audio, just physical, and just ebook. So those are the 5 categories of formats that I read. So the first one is audio and ebook. I only read 2 books this month that I read both as an audiobook and as an ebook. Either switching them, like switching between them, or at the same time. Regardless, 2 books as both audiobook and ebook. And that is 9.5%. The most common format that I read was audio and physical book, which is 10 of the 21 books I read were both audiobook and physical book. This is absolutely no surprise to me because I prefer to read books that I can listen to. If I leave my apartment, I can listen to the audiobook. And when I'm in my apartment, if I want to, I can just read it physically, or I can do both. And, you know, I can just switch. Like, I like having that option to go between that if I'm only reading a physical book or an ebook, I can't listen to an audiobook when I'm working out without starting a new book. So I like having one book in audio and something else, preferably physical. And that is 48%, so almost half of the books that I read were read this way. Then we have as only audiobooks. So there are only 3 books that I read only by listening to the audiobook. And that is 14% of the books, or 14% of the 21 books that I read, I only listened to as audiobooks. What about the books that I only read physical copies of? I read 6 books by only reading them with the physical book in front of me. And that is 29%, so almost a third of all the books that I read this month were just reading the physical copy, which is honestly very weird to me, but I'm pleasantly surprised. I would not have guessed that a third would be just reading the physical copy. And then we're up to the least used, the least read format, which is ebook. I only read 1 book by only reading it as an ebook, and that is 4.8%. So that is not a lot. Just 1 book out of 21 were just an ebook, which honestly I'm not surprised. I don't like reading ebooks, only the ebook without having it as audio, or as audio, because ebook, I know that a lot of people have this issue with ebooks as well, that you can't see how far you've come. And it's just such a nice feeling when you read to see how far you've come. Also with audiobooks, if you listen to on Audible, for example, you can see how many hours into the book you are and how many hours you have left. And you see, kind of like, as you get closer and closer to the end, you see that narrowed down. And I think that's a very fun way to have, like when you read, to be able to see how far into the book you are, and not just see it in a corner, 6 out of 200 pages or whatever. But ebooks are just not for me. Only reading ebooks is not for me. Then we move on to the last category of this stats video, and it is language. I only read 3 books this month in Swedish. The rest of the books I read were in English. And I would like to keep track of the languages I read books in, just to see if at the end of the year, when I compare all these stats videos, which month did I read the most Swedish, or which months did I read more than 2 languages, which months did I only read 1 language. Yeah, so that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you do, and I'll see you next time. Bye!